All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are now live after a long delay. That's the beauty of technology, or not so much the beauty of technology. But, ladies and gentlemen, we return with a man who very well may have reclaimed his throne as the ruler of the yard. Have we returned, ladies and gentlemen, to our guest being once again the backyard nightmare? It looks like, ladies and he's going to tell us why all those possibilities very well may come to truth and some as we are getting ready for all things related to WCE and maybe even talk about a little IMF and maybe even talk about why our guest, who is once again back in his chair with his throne, and why he quote unquote wants to target the foundation one by one. We're going to talk about all of that here and some. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest needs no further introduction, but because he is back on top, and I am sure a number of people are wondering why he is back on top, he must get that introduction that he has gotten so many times on Sportswire Radio. And because, well, all wrestling matters here, and it's time because I've already spoke too much, far longer than I should have. Let's though give him that introduction that everybody else has gotten here and some. Sarita! Wait for it. Further ado here on the Sports Report. Number one, global sports show, the reigning, defending WCE Interstate Openweight Champion, the once again backyard nightmare, and back on top as the ruler of the yard. His name is simply put, Kraven. Rage! That champ is here. Congratulations, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you. That was a beautiful, beautiful introduction, Tom.
Well,
Best.
well, I don't know if it's the technology for you. It's not been the day on Sportswire, but yes, I was going to say may not be my best, may not be my last. Hopefully, technology cooperates with us here. But Kraven Rage, you're back on top, but it's not the way we're used to seeing you on top here on Sportswire Radio. Certainly, there is a long period of time in history where we wondered when it would all end, how it would come to an end, and you certainly had your struggles these past few months, but you're back on top when a man was actually kind of celebrating in the moment and didn't really have much of a chance to fend for himself. In a longtime nemesis of yours, a colleague of yours in WC, we are talking about the resident rock star, a member of our Hall of Fame, Mr. Sean Jovian. For those that are listening and watching on Sportswire Radio, Kraven Rage, why did you target Sean Jovi? And why him? And why exactly are you the WCE Interstate Openweight Champion?
Well, see, Tom, that's the thing. Everybody's been asking me that question. Why Sean? Why Sean?
Yeah,
And all
why?
people,
Why Sean Jovi?
because, Sean Jovi has forgotten one thing,
What's that?
And he is the rock star of WCE. He is your rock star,
Yes, he is.
He's IMF rock star. He's everybody's rock star, you know.
That's what a rock star is, champ. I mean, a rock
But
star is supposed to be where everybody loves him, kind of like a family member of his. He might be distantly related to Mr. John Bon Jovi. Everybody loves John Bon Jovi. I mean, all around the world, and everybody in this sport loves Sean Jovi, the resident rock star.
and that's true. Everybody loves him, but people forget.
What's that?
You might have a rock star, but there's always that one villain that used to be a hero, but he's a villain.
But when were you a hero, though? I'd be curious
You
for the audience.
know,
When was there a time that Kraven Rage was a hero?
well, see, that's the thing. All my life, I wanted to be a rock star. I wanted to be a hero, but
But
I, I pretty much dealt my soul to the devil. I sold my soul to the devil. You want to say? So
okay. I mean, I don't know how that would have deterred you from being a hero, but I mean,
and
okay.
they showed me a different path. They taught me different things, and I wanted to start conquering everything. And yeah, Son Jovi is the rock star of WCE. He's the rock star for the people, but he doesn't sit at the head of the table. He doesn't sit. He don't run WCE. I do.
Okay, but does he want to run WC though? I mean, Sean Jovi seems like, he's a part of things in the entire sport. I mean, he wins King of the Center, been the WC Interstate Champion for months. He was the RCW Underground Champ. He's a well-respected vlogger. I mean, I don't necessarily know if he was running WC or wanted WC. And to be fair, when you and him have been kind of mano a mano in WC, you guys weren't exactly, buddies. You guys weren't exactly singing Kumbaya somewhere.
No, don't get me wrong. I respect Sean. I respect the man dearly. The things that he has accomplished, overcame, but he got lost and needed to find his way back home. And
how could he have found his way back home?
Well, he just needed to know who's on top. And the show was never him. It was always Kraven Rage on top.
That might be so, but you certainly, well, again, having the all-out championship for as long as you did, you were the World Universal Champion before that. Obviously, you held, a number of different things in WC that people looked at you. But Sean Jovi, though, was the guy that everybody looked at and said, he's the guy as to why I still want to tune into WC. He's the guy that looks cool. He's the guy that makes you want to stop and go watch when he does the cannonball. He's the guy that goes out there and's got Steel Panther and everybody wants to go sing a song, and he's got the glasses, and everybody kind of really looked at him as the guy that put WC on the map. Kraven Rage, they looked at basically, well, he faced a Killer Rabbit, he faced Skulls, he faced Prince. I mean, the facts are is that, you certainly did a lot, but Sean Jovi was the one that people looked upon most.
And that is true, yeah. Yeah, my opponents that went against me for the all-out championship wasn't up to the level that
they were poor. I got to be honest. I mean, one guy, I don't even know if you ran him out of town. Okay, you had Crenson at one point. You had James Marshall. I mean, okay, Marshall's good in the ring, but, Marshall, when he came on here, most people didn't think much of his communication skills. I mean, you had Adonis Felios, the Drip King. God bless Adonis. You had Breaking News, Prince Charles. I mean, you had a Killer Rabbit. You had Skulls, and Skulls is going into our Hall of Fame, but, Skulls, I don't know if people had thought he would be the guy to break the run. Kodak Kid, you obviously had the history there. You lost the title to him, and And then it was Jovi, where Jovi was the one that people looked at, and he's cool. Jovi was doing things interesting in a lot of ways. Jovi was kind of like our, let's say, Scott Hall or Kevin Nash, where those were the cool guys. I'm tuning into WC because I see Sean Jovi out there. I want to know what WC is up to. He was the one that had this unique special following outside of WCE. He always came on the Sportswire, and people looked at him and said, he's got charisma. He's a rock star.
And that is true. But, I am the one that planted the way for Sean Jovi. It was all, it was truly, I'm the one that pretty much motivated Sean Jovi. Yeah. How so is because Sean Jovi always was a rock star from the day before WCE. He was always a rock star. I give him that. He was always the rock star. Back in RCW, he was the rock star.
Right.
So he was always, that is one thing I have to agree with you on, Tom. Sean Jovi was the rock star. He is the rock star, And yeah, people are tuning in to WC because of Sean Jovi. He is the heart and soul, but I'm the one that built WCE. I'm the one that truly wanted to see the Sean Jovi skyrocket the most. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, Nicholas Crenson might help them.
I think Crenson got him into the Hall of Fame on Sportswire, and I think Marshall, the war that they had last year, may have given him the boost that he needed, winning a big one that wasn't RCW. But let me ask you, though, a question. Okay, Sean Jovi, you make those points that you were the guy, you were the man on top in 2022, and for most of last year, you should have been the guy everybody looked at. But why not have gone back and gotten your old championship? You had a contract for at any moment you could have got something, and why not Kodak Kid? Why not at the previous show at New Year's Vengeance? Why not it had been Kodak Kid? I mean, there was an opportunity there for Kodak Kid, or why not have waited till WC starts with and get your championship that you held so proudly for nearly 2 years? And, why wasn't there a consideration to maybe Kodak Kid as an example? The picture of perfection.
Well, that could have been, I could have used that contract to get my title shot back at Kodak Kid, but you know what? I held that title for 2 years. I made that title.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it's not about, they always say the championship don't make the man, it's the man that makes the championship.
Okay, I could agree with that. Do you feel that you were the one that pushed WCE into the doors being open, going to the big venues that IMF is in, and it wasn't Sean Jovi by you being the champion? Do you feel really you should get more of the credit in the fact that WC has opened these doors with relationships like companies such as IMF, which has another big show coming up, St. Patrick's Day Massacre in 2.5 weeks? So should it be you that we should be acknowledging as the man to put WC on the map, is what you're telling us, rather than the resident rock star Sean Jovi?
You got to think, Tom, who was the first person that ever called anybody out from WCE?
Oh, it could be Kraven Rage.
Correct.
Sean Jovi didn't want it. Sean Jovi originally was a company man. Sean Jovi, when we were on here originally in those early days, he was kind of not sure if he wanted a piece of Soldier GP. And I wouldn't blame him, because everybody talks about whether James Taylor and Soldier GP are going to go out there. You know how much we love James Taylor on Sportswire. But that's what some people say. Obviously, I would like to see that those guys work it out. But there's a lot of people that feel that's unfinished and unresolved. But there's no question that Sean Jovi, for a long period of time, was the WC company man. It was like, okay, WC, RCW. And then all of a sudden, when his back was against the wall, he finally had no choice but to relent. But in a way, him relenting and having that match at Soldier with him, late last year, that turned him into a new leaf and put him into the position where he is today. So, I mean, it's fair points, though, at the end of the day, that, you were the guy that called out IMF first when Sean Jovi kind of was a little timid, some would say.
Of course, because like I said, I don't run from nobody, no challenge. I accept any type of challenge, and I'm not afraid to step in the ring with any man. You know,
Okay. Well, you know what? I got a lot of people that want to talk. There's a lot of people that have been waiting to jump in, and I want to get people here. A man that you once called out that you still, by the way, haven't really gone out there and stepped foot in the ring with still. Omen Black, the boogeyman of the Midwest. Obviously, we wish him well. Omen's going to be back in the ring tomorrow over XCW Encounters for those XCW Tag Team Championships against tomorrow night's guest in your chair, the first real wrestler. Of course, he is in our Hall of Fame, Mr. Justin Parsley. In a little while, Kraven Rage, I've got something to present to you on Sportswire Radio. So you might actually want to see that we're going to give you something in a little while. I welcome the guest on my show, but Kraven, you're a different story. I don't want you on my show. You will pay for what you did to my brother, Sean Jovi, and caps locks. Big words there from Omen Black. And Omen, I'm sure we're going to see tomorrow. And we're also going to see him Monday because the House of Wolves are being inducted into the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame, which will make Omen Black, it is his show after all, the first two-time Sportswire Radio Hall of Famer. So congratulations to the group. And we'll see everybody there about 9:30.
Omen has another show.
What's that?
I think Omen have another show. Last time I seen Omen on the show was the Wolfpack or the Scooby Doo show. That's the show that's
he was
show.
here. Well, Omen was here Sunday night. I don't know if he was on the Drake Silverwolf, Big Bad Silverwolf, whatever he calls a Little Red Riding Wolf hour at this point. We obviously big shout out to him. It was a great honor to have him on. But he was here Sunday night with Justin Parsley promoting XCW Encounters. So I don't know if you caught that, but Omen was here Sunday night. So I don't know if you saw
that's
that.
His show. This is your show. You know,
Oh.
Omen can go back.
So you're saying that Omen shouldn't go on the Wolfpack hour? Is that what you're telling us?
He owns the Wolfpack hour. That's a Scooby Doo show. That's the show that he belongs. That's the show Omen belongs.
Kraven Rage. I mean, you're certainly coming out swinging. You have certainly looked like you have reclaimed your throne as the ruler of the yard in the Backyard Nightmare. So you mean to tell me? I want to make sure I get, because again, my ears might need to be checked. There's a lot of things I need to do in life, but you mean to tell me that Omen Black, the boogeyman of the Midwest, soon to be first two-time Sportswire Radio Hall of Famer in history, should only go on the Wolfpack Hour with the Big Bad Silverwolf and Tyler Ark and Adonis Felios and everybody else? That's where he should be? Is that what you're telling me?
Because it's the Scooby Doo show, not the Big Bad Silverwolf. It's the Scooby Doo show. You got a drip queen.
You called him a queen? Ooh, boy.
You got a drip queen.
Words there.
You got Omen Black that looked like Humpty Dumpty that sat on the wall.
I mean, that's some strong words. I mean, Omen, you haven't had going in the ring with him for about a year, and Omen's a big man. I mean, that's a lot, because Omen's going up there with some, pretty reputable guys. In fact,
he has been humble. See, a lot of people don't know something that I know. I know Omen weak spots. I have been watching Omen for a long time. And I know every little weak spot to Omen.
Because guys like Mikey Anarchy, Jimmy Controversy, they're on, he's on their radar. The Tribal Cheese in the UK from CCW, he knows who Omen Black is. Apparently, the big dog in ESW, the ESW world champion, Austin G, he now knows Omen Black. So all these different big names, whether they're pro, backyard, underground, they know Omen Black. And they seem like, they want to wrestle him. And there's somebody else in here that also wants to wrestle him. I mean, very interesting here, Kraven Rage.
Yeah, Omen, I have seen his work in that ring. He's very talented. He's very good, and not one bit I'm afraid of Omen. So you can see, while Omen been playing, everybody been thinking I've been ducking Omen. No, I just been playing chess while he's been playing checkers with me.
Okay, all right. You have said that before. Let me come back. A lot of people want to talk, and I want to give people the opportunity to do so. Want to say hello to Dirty. How you doing, Dirty? And I know Dirty's going to be in our Hall of Fame soon. And speaking of somebody that wants to wrestle Omen Black, who's coming back to Sportswire 2 weeks from Saturday, he is also on our Hall of Fame. He is the Bitcoin billionaire, Chase Wakefield, and he wants to wrestle him. And Chase, by the way, is a huge part of things in one of my favorite companies, in addition to IMF and WCE, VTW. And VTW just had a great show, and Chase Wakefield, although didn't have much luck in that match for the YouTube championship, and that match also he was in as the final participant in the Reunion Rumble, where he kind of came in and kind of came out quicker than a New York minute. So certainly Kraven Rage, and you might have Chase Wakefield to worry about Omen Black for you, but we'll see. Thank you, Adonis, for the nice words. I appreciate that. And Omen would like to say, Wakefield, you must have mistaken me with someone you actually have a chance against. I'm going to say no comment. Thank you for that. Yes, Chase has wrestled a 500-pound man before, and we're not talking about Aaron Jones, his best friend, who was the VTW champion of the world. But Chase, I'm always down to wrestle new opponents. The pleasure is all mine. I accept anytime, any place. But you haven't wrestled Omen Black yet.
No, I haven't, and I would love to face Omen at some point, just because I want to see how long he can go. How long? Because, I am very different than I used to be. I'm quicker.
I'm going to ask you a question on that. Now, I'm going to ask you a question on that shortly, but I have a lot of people that want to talk. Okay, they'll set that back and forth. Want to say hello to my buddy D'Angelo LaFlame, who successfully ended the career in resurrection and maybe in the sport of the boat Neff. And D'Angelo will be back on Sportswire within the next week. I just have to sort the date, but he is our internet champion in resurrection wrestling. Congratulations, D'Angelo, on the win. And Dirty says he can make it happen between Chase and Omen. We'll have to see. They're going back and forth. My buddy Ethan Sorensen, how you guys doing today? I'm great. I mean, I'm on Sportswire Radio. I'm live. I'm speaking with the WC Interstate Champion, certainly Kraven Rage, who's back on top. And I'm with everybody here on the People's House, where all wrestling matters. So what can go wrong? Obviously, evening to both you guys. Omen Black would like to say maybe we can see you in the IMF one of these days. Yeah, maybe that'd be nice. I want to say hello to my guys over in DKW. And if I could for a second, I hope I'm not really saying anything too out there. I'd like to give my thoughts and prayers to the family of certainly Matthew Forsaken and Darkron. Their grandmother had passed away, so I just want to give my thoughts and prayers to them if I could just certainly give them, obviously, in our Hall of Fame. And they have been certainly, huge parts of the platform and so if I could actually give a moment of silence to their loved one, I'd love to do that, just so we could do that for a second here, ladies and gentlemen. Please join me in a moment of silence for our dear friends, Darkron and Matthew Forsaken, Sportswire Radio Hall of Famers, and the loss of their grandmother, who we miss dearly. So let's give a moment of silence to them. Thank you. Obviously, we want to send our thoughts and prayers and condolences. We certainly want to say anything we can do for the guys. We're available here on Sportswire anytime, and thank you so much. Very interested in seeing what Wakefield and LaFlame can do in IMF. I would love to certainly see that as well, because these are two guys I know very well. Once again, a champion. Maybe Kodak Kid might take that championship from you like the All Out Championship. So, again, a man that you've really been having still a problem with for a better part of a year, Skulls, and apparently he's making his way back around the ring. And, anything you want to say to Skulls?
Well, I hope Skulls learned a lot of things. Never try to chase down a nightmare.
He is a soul hunter, though.
He's not the soul hunter. He's the unsanctioned one, it looked like.
Well, he's going to be. I
think he went to Church of Crimson and probably got holy.
No comment on that. We will say that he's going to be in our Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame, I believe, 10 p.m. Eastern time, 7 p.m. his time. So join us. And then right afterwards at about 11 o'clock, I'm going to go back and do play-by-play with the Nemesis James Taylor. So it's going to be a very busy Sunday night, and I hope you join us on Sportswire Radio, because we're always going to give you the action that you want. And maybe if the people want it out there, maybe we'll do more live streaming of wrestling. Maybe they want on Sportswire, to see the action direct, up close, kind of like a show once upon a time that WWF used to have called Action Zone. Maybe Sportswire Radio should have more action, more live streaming, more live content, and maybe we might be giving that to you real soon. You might want to stay tuned. But I have a lot more people that want to talk. Jovi beat you twice. What do you say to that? He was just true. He's beaten you most recently. I mean, in a match that was, fair, where, there wasn't, the stipulation you used. I mean, what do you say to that?
Yeah, Joey beat me twice. That is true. That's true facts. Joey beat me twice, but obviously, who's holding the gold now?
He won King of the Center, though. So what do you say to that?
I never cared about being a king of the center. For what? I'm the ruler of the yard. You know.
But aren't
So
they the same thing, though? I mean, because isn't a king a ruler?
correct. So I didn't really care about the king of the center. You know, my goal was to go there at King of the Center to take something that the foundation took away from me.
I'm going to ask you on the foundation. I know there's a lot of comments, and I'm going to get to people. I do want to say that my name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice of all wrestling, where all wrestling matters. We are here with Kraven Rage, the WCE Interstate Openweight Champion. I will also be here tomorrow, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, with one half of the XCW Tag Team Champions, Justin Parsley. He's going to talk about his match with the foundation coming up tomorrow at XCW Encounters, their main event. You're going to see the foundation of XCW versus the foundation of this sport, and Omen Black and Soldier GP. Justin Parsley is here live, and we're going to get his reaction to see if those XCW Tag Team Championships stay with the real ones in the Essential Rob Slater, and of course, Justin Parsley in our Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. You will not want to miss that one. If you had a favorite match in your career so far, what would it be? And something tells me it ain't going to be the match with Prince Charles.
My favorite match, I had a lot of favorite matches. So
How about the one with the guy you ran out of town, ran him out of the sport? How about that guy? 3 initials, JDT.
JDT. That was one of my favorite matches. I have
That was
to
a good
admit,
match. That was a good match. I got to say
that was a good match. I think my favorite match was me and James Marshall.
Another good one. Another good
You
one.
know,
James Marshall, the measuring stick in the sport. I agree. In WCE, yep.
but my favorite match.
You had a good match with Crenson.
Yeah, my favorite match of all time was, I can honestly say, me and Darkfire.
Well, Darkfire is the one that put the company on the map. I mean, Darkfire is the one that got those thousands of views on YouTube way back in the time machine that you could have said put WC on the map. And you got to mention, obviously the ratings that you got from Mr. Dragon.
Mr. Who?
Mr. Dragon from TikTok, Cooper Dragon.
Oh, yeah. Copper Dragon always review all our material, so, I don't care about the stars. I just care about my performances.
Not a Dave Meltzer guy, huh?
No, I don't care about the stars. You know what I'm saying? I truly don't. I just care about going out there and putting in the work and showing that.
So you wouldn't want me to do a Dave Meltzer style of the Our Scenes Wrestling Observer and give you the award for most matches, star matches of the year. Basically, stay out of that business and just focus on what you're going to do next to the foundation, which I'm sure we'll get to in a few minutes, right?
Yeah, like I said, if you do it. If you do it, you do it.
I don't think I'm doing it. I think what I want to do is obviously what I just said a few minutes ago was get into the business of live streaming on Sportswire Radio. We like to do more live stream. I think college sports is something that we're actually looking at. And, as I said, there are certainly some things out there. And if the, opportunities, will represent what we'd like on Sportswire, I think that you'll certainly see that real soon as a announcement, but I'm going to certainly hold fort on that. But until then, if you want to give us a sub right now on YouTube, hit that sub button at Sportswire Radio 6579 and tell your friends, tell everybody else. Sportswire Radio has gained close to 160 subscribers the last 3 months. Let's get some more subs. Let's get everybody to sub WC. They're at WC Heat on YouTube, Facebook, WCHeat.com. IMF's links are all in the description. Make sure you support the IMF. I have already supported the IMF's most recent show that is coming up, which is St. Patrick's Day Massacre, and yours truly has already bought a ticket. So if there's a lucky fan out there, you want to go to the show, you can go on me, because it's always about all wrestling matters, and we want to support companies like the IMF that does it for the fans, and that's what it's all about. So let's come back to more comments. Kraven thinks he's the hero in his own story, but no, you're just an NPC in the story of wrestling. Ooh, Omen Black's got a lot of things to say about you, and that's the case. He clearly robbed Jovi of his moment of being crowned IMF King of the Center, period. Not bothered by that at all?
I'm not bothered, but I didn't rob his moment. He had his moment. He won the King of the Center, but
But how would you feel if he did the same thing to you?
Hey, he just gotta pull the trigger. I know how to pull the trigger. I don't hesitate.
If I said to you though that before this though that you'd struggling, you lost to Mephisto. You
Yeah,
lost
like I said, it
You
was
struggled to beat Joe Stone. I mean, that's what some people are saying out there. Kodak Kid, obviously, you lost the title from. You even struggled when you had the title to beat Remington Stryker. I mean, it's been a tough time before this moment. So, I mean, I guess you may be telling us that now we're back to where we were from 2022, 23, and we're back on cloud nine. And that's basically what you're telling us, that all is forgotten, all the losses you had, whether it was, again, to Soldier GP and you were in that crazy match, with everybody else in there, and all that's kind of
no,
forgotten.
it hasn't forgotten. Like I
No.
said, all the losses that wins and losses doesn't matter to me. You know, and my whole goal was just to do one thing, make history, and which is holding the gold one more time
I'm
to
going to ask you
become
about that.
the very first triple crown WC champion.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong before I get to comments. Now, you've held the All Out Championship. We know that already. You got the Interstate Championship. And wouldn't that leave you then to the RCW World Underground Championship, which is currently held by Freddie Daniels?
Well, see, that's the thing. I held that title already.
Okay.
See, when we first started, that was the title that I held at Sean and Sean Joey
So you're
trying to
telling
get it
us
there.
that you're the first Triple Crown winner in WC history. Then? Is that what you're telling us here
Correct.
tonight? So what
That's
does
what.
that mean to you?
Honestly, that means a lot, because it's all about dedication, hard work, and it was always a goal for me to become that. And that was my whole goal, is to become the very first triple crown, because Sean Joey, me and Sean Joey was neck and neck.
Right, because Jovi hasn't won the All Out. I mean, you've held the world, you've held this, and you held the RCW, which would make you a Triple Crown winner.
Correct. And that's all I wanted to do was put that in my history books, pretty much, and I accomplished that.
Would some say that maybe it's just time then to retire on top?
Some could say that, I
We've
could
asked you
retire.
that when you were the All Out champion. I would come on and do this dance with you every month or so, and I would say, "What's left for Kraven Rage? What's left to accomplish? What's the future hold?" And you've already beat all these people, and there was nobody coming up to fruition. And maybe I ask you the same question. Okay, you got what you wanted, you got the gold. I mean, so maybe it's just time to go out on top. Do something that Sting might not do. Flair couldn't do it. Shawn Michaels couldn't do it. The Undertaker, I guess, kind of did it, maybe, if you want to say. I mean, AJ Styles was his last match. I guess you could say the Undertaker did it. I mean, in football, Peyton Manning did it. Tom Brady should have did it. Michael Jordan had it, but came back. I mean, very few people in the history of anything don't go out on top. I mean, so why not just go out on top?
I could do that, but it's in my blood though. It's just in my blood, just to just keep
Yeah.
keep going and keep trying to elevate a company and make it so big, and that is my goal, is to elevate WCE and elevate anybody that's a part of WCE. That is my whole true goal. We got people like Adonis Filios. We got people like Tyler Art. We got people like Drake Silverwood. Those those guys, yeah, they're not on the same level as me or Jovi or Nicholas Crimson, James Marshall.
Now, what do you think, though? That's a great point, though. Now, let's go with obviously the big. You got Drake Silverwolf. You got Adonis Felios. Adonis, we've seen in there. He's tried. He's hung in there, and hasn't had the most success. Tyler Ark, the man on Matchness, was an interesting guy. Let me put it that way. But what should they do then to be successful? Anthony Steele was on here, and maybe there was some talk about Anthony Steele going to their promotion, or nothing could say. What do you think could actually work with those guys? Omen Black, they won a challenge. There was this loose cannon guy who had to be put on mute. I mean, so what should those guys do, you think?
Well, it's all about studying. It's all about sharpening your skills, studying, putting the work in. Just getting the training.
Get the training.
Get the training. Just get the knowledge of being in that ring and knowing what you.
Maybe does Loose Cannon give them the training? You think does Loose Cannon, or he should be part of the training? Because Loose Cannon, he obviously, I mean, I'm sorry, but Loose Cannon, he's obviously another one of those guys. One of the founding fathers over there. Loose Cannon and Triple W.
I'm gonna say about Loose Cannon.
Yeah,
is don't go to no.
Let me get to some comments here. I want to say justice for Jovi. I think that's the theme for a lot of people so far. You only respect. We'll certainly see Jovi as his man. Dirty has picks. Want to say hello to my buddy Michael Christian. Certainly, hello again, Kraven. My apologies, Mr. Rage. He meant to say hello again. Good enough. Kraven, your day of Rockstar's reckoning will come. WC is dead outside of Jovi. I'm going to come back to that. IMF is the future. Watch talent follow. Kraven, if I were you, I'd watch my back because you'll never see it coming. We need to see you in XCW, the glory of backyard wrestling. So apparently Michael Christian wants to see you in XCW.
Oh, that's a possibility,
That'll be up to Joshua Fletcher, and we can certainly
that's up to Joshua Fletcher.
I can ask Justin Parsley tomorrow if he wants to see you in XCW. I mean, he's one half of the tag team champions. He's actually part of the longest running champions in XCW. I'll certainly ask him tomorrow night if he thinks you should come to XCW. I mean, I'm not sure what the relationship is these days with WCE and XCW. I would think it would be good. I mean, I mean, Wisconsin and Indiana aren't too far from each other. So, yeah. I don't
know. It's simple. We can make call up the management and then we can try to make something happen, because that's one thing I definitely love is competition, and want to see how great WC can go up against like IMF, DKW,
XCW,
XCW. Even that Ransack Wrestling Company, Russell Goods Company.
I think. Listen, my stance is all wrestling matters. So yeah, I think everybody should go out there, and if you want to follow Kraven Rage, he's on these platforms and check him out. He's on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. So if you'd like to follow him, I would encourage. This is how you do it. Kraven, you might have an angry resident rock star breathing down your back. No, Tom, I opened the door between IMF and WC because he called you out. So he wants to remind you actually that you actually have ducked him for the better part. It's actually a year now. I think it's about exactly a year. And he calls you a coward, conversely.
Yeah, he's going to keep calling me a coward. That's all he's got to do is keep calling me a coward. But see, the thing is, though, I'm not a coward. I have been down to IMF three different times already. And not once Omen approached me.
Okay, why should he have approached you?
Because Omen is the one that's ducking me.
Okay, but a lot of people who are fans of Sportzwire, and I thank everybody for that, would say he came here first and called you out, though.
Yeah, he did call me out.
Okay, I appreciate the honesty.
And I'm definitely not ducking him.
He doesn't like your chair dirty. He thinks you're ripping.
Oh yeah, nobody does.
And by the way, he also supposed to say you were on America's Dumbest Criminals stealing flip-flop. Dude, I want to know, Does Walmart sell flip-flops? Can somebody tell me? I have only been to Walmart once in my life. That was the summer of 2002 when I was with my uncle from Greenwich, Connecticut. Yes, I have an uncle who lives in Greenwich, Connecticut. Now people will really think that I'm worth the amount of zeros that people may have thought for a long time. Yes, I have an uncle
What
that
did
actually...
Omen just say?
Yep, that's what he said. I want to know if they actually sell flip-flops at Walmart. I have to ask my uncle who lives in
I
Greenwich,
wonder
Connecticut.
I'm going to ask Omen this question. Have he been on American Got Talent because he got a butt in the front.
Well, we're a family show on Sportswire. I'm not going to get into butts and who's got butts. That's going to certainly be up to the people to decide what they like and what they may not like. Want to say hello to Mr. Justin Parsley, the first real wrestler. He's here tomorrow night. I'll ask him those questions. Tyrone. Oh, he's talking about your. Again, I'm going to plead the fifth on that. Ethan, I don't know if Kraven will go to DPW, but I'm sure he'd love to. You can't even spell WC, let alone normally. Kraven Rage, congrats on manipulating the system to become the interstate openweight champion. Now you have the top title in WC. Now you're in the top of the company for the first time in your career. Ooh, tough words there. That's a fair point. You never were on top. That's what my point about Jovi was. People looked at Jovi as the guy, and Nicholas Crenson, kind of picks at you there. And obviously, yes, Darkron's grandma. We're way behind on comments. I'm just getting through everybody. And Ole Anderson, obviously, very sad day about Ole Anderson. Of course, the Anderson, just a legend in the NWA. If you're a wrestling fan, the impact of Ole Anderson is just, the magnitude of that is just, if you're fans of like FTR, if you're fans of now Ty Dillinger, a.k.a. Sean Spears, if you're a fan of a lot of that style.
Could you go back to Nicholas Crenson comment again?
You sure can. Yep, there you go. That's what he wants to say. Yes, correct.
See, that's the thing. There was no manipulation at all.
No?
Because there was no manipulation. I said what I was gonna say when I was on the last time for the King of the Center. I was gonna go there and steal the show. I was coming there like a thief in the night, and then I was gonna walk out on top. And my last comment was, "Fuck you, Foundation."
Well, I'm going to come to that. I mean, people have wanted to talk to you like never before. So I'm still not even through all my comments. It's going to be a lot harder to keep that championship than that little Kool-Aid belt you were running around with. I don't know if it looked like a Kool-Aid belt, though. I don't know if I would necessarily.
I made that title the most prestigious title in WC.
And I'd also like to know, who likes Kool-Aid here on Sportswire? Because I could actually go for some Kool-Aid with my voice. And I also want to send condolences to, of course, Virgil, Vincent, and if I could actually, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a moment of silence for the great Virgil. And of course, with Black History Month, really an instrumental part of WWE history, NWO history, and just a man that, certainly did a lot in this great sport and was $1 million champion. So I'd like to join, please, with me in a moment of silence for the late, great Virgil, going far too soon at the age of 61. Thank you. Obviously, we continue to send our thoughts and prayers. It's been a terrible last few days in the world of wrestling, and we want to send our condolences.
Oh, yes, Tom. The reason why I truly target Jovi is because, like I said, if it wasn't for me, there would never be no Sean Jovi. There would never be a Nicholas Crenson. There would never be a WCE.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I don't disagree.
That's the reason why I target Sean Jovi, just to show him, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be the way you are now.
But could you have beat him in a one-on-one match? Fair.
Absolutely. You see how fast I dropped him with the 3 deadlifts?
He just wrestled a long match, though, afterwards. And he wrestled multiple times through the evening.
He wrestled 3 matches, and he was halfway winded through half of his matches. So,
can we confirm that, though?
Oh, yeah, I can confirm that. He was slacking.
Got some big words there, Kraven Rage. And yes, Rip Darkron's grandma. Yes, we want to certainly say that.
Yeah.
Ric Flair's birthday was Sunday, though. But okay, yeah, happy birthday, Nate. Certainly, we love that. Yep, definitely. We love the guys in DKW. Definitely Rip Virgil. Yeah, Virgil was a tough, only 61. I mean, that's just And he went through a lot of problems. Definitely, funny. He was talking different though that night. I think he's talking about you. He didn't care because he lost King of the Center. Rest in peace, Virgil, who went to heaven to wrestle those who passed. Yes, thank
Yeah.
you, Skulls, for giving me the news about Virgil. That's why Skulls is going to be in our Hall of Fame Sunday, 10 o'clock Eastern time. Then right afterwards, I'm going to call some matches with James Taylor, so you won't miss Sunday night. Kraven Ray, I told you, management of IMF is here. They're not too happy about that. And the big bad Silver Wolf is here. Watch your mouth, Kraven. I'm calling you out. So you got the big bad Silver Wolf is here.
Silver Puppy, stay in your lane. You're not ready.
Oh boy, he's saying nope. And he even tells management of the IMF he's not backing down. Skulls Talks is better than Wolfpack Hour. You know what? I think that there should be more platforms out there. If people want to talk and people want to listen, it's America, it's the UK, it's the world. And if you have a channel, you want to put something out there, by all means, God bless. And I hope that people want to tune in. Nicholas Cranston, you're not even close to being on anyone's level here. Yeah, no doubt Silver Wolf versus Loose Cannon pre-show. Wow, pay-per-view. Boy, that's some big burns. But obviously, we see here that the big bad Silver Wolf is, he's certainly punching back. That this guy is a paper champ, a man that you've been in a ring with not too long ago, Soldier GP.
Soldier. Paper champion.
Called the paper champion, yep.
Yeah. There's no paper in this. There's no paper right here at all.
Oh, it's not made out of paper, the championship belt? Want to make sure.
No, this is not made out of paper. Me being a paper champion, yeah, Soldier, I give you credit. You are a beast, but
he beat Tommy the Man Merriman. I mean, Tommy the Man, I know Tommy Merriman. Tommy Merriman, the man I know very well.
He's a beast, and Soldier, I give you credit. You definitely deserve that championship that you hold it. You definitely deserve in the Hall of Fame.
Well, I'm going to come back
and I would definitely still got you on my radar, Soldier.
Well, you know what? Right
because
now,
he did not beat me.
True, but you haven't beat him.
Correct.
So what's that mean? What do you think should happen then?
One of these days, me and Soldier are going to have to tangle.
Well, there's a song I just heard on the radio not too long ago called Jade, One of Those Days, and it's one of those days that maybe we'll see you and Soldier in a ring out there. I will come back to something we're going to give you and the foundation. You can say you love competition, but ducked me so much. Now you are not on my level and never will be. Okay. DKW, Darkron, obviously there. Hello, Darkron. This guy's a fake champion. That's a great comeback. Was I on America Got Talent? Clearly, you never done this before. Ooh. I actually did try out to be on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, though, actually. And I actually have the proof of that. Because
Foundation would bury me?
Yes. I'm going to come back to them, too. But I'm comments, which is great news. Hello to my buddy, Mr. Ace Reed of the Wired Up Podcast, who is up at 1:55 p.m. Australian time tomorrow. How you doing? My good buddy, Mr. Ace Reed. Ace is going to be back on Sportswire one of these days. I want to say hello to Mr. Levi McDaniel, a man that was in the ring when you made sure to get that contract that you had. And we saw Mr. Jovi and Mr. McDaniel together, and you wound up, again, doing what you did. And Mr. McDaniel says hello, though. Who addressed IMF management because I'm here? I believe that's for Big Bad Silver. I'm going to see it. Is it to you? I'm going to take you off a throne and accept my challenge. Silver Wolf, not ready.
Silver Wolves. I don't got puppy child for you, so
all
stop
right.
it.
You know what? We're all ahead of comments. I want to ask you this question. You talked about before I present you something, you talked about the foundation at the end of the show, and you kind of glancely talked about them here and there throughout the show. You said you want to take out the foundation one by one. We saw that Omen lost the hardcore title at King of the Center. Jovi lost the interstate title. And now we've also seen this group, the Hellhounds. You got Ox McCoy, Uric the Viking, and of course, Damian Saint. I have to ask you, you have the same goals as them. Are you joining the Hellhounds, or you both have the same goals? So you want to address that in two parts? What do you mean by taking down the foundation one by one? And are you working with the Hellhounds?
Well, if I'm working with the Hellhounds,
Yeah. You shook hands with Ox McCoy. I mean, you both have the same goals. I mean,
see,
I
the
have to
reason
ask
why I
that question.
shook hands with Ox McCoy is because I wanted to bring down Jovi.
Right, but he also is a part of the group that wants to take out the foundation. I mean, Omen, they took him down, and you
Because
took Jovi
because
down.
yeah, I do want to take down the foundation. Jovi is a puppet. He's a little rock star puppet bitch. That's what he is to him. But me aligning myself with the Hellhounds and Damon and Saint, it's a possibility. Like I told the foundation before, I'm coming, but I'm not coming alone.
Well, wouldn't that mean that it's Yurik the Viking, Ox McCoy, and Damian Saint? You're not coming alone? Wouldn't it be meaning that that's what you're basically telling us?
Maybe, or maybe the foundation. Maybe I probably got a spy in the foundation.
Well, let's think about it. Who we've got in the foundation? We got Jovi, we got Omen, we got Soldier, we got Dirty, we got Levi, right? We got Darkron and Forsaken. We know CJ Block's not in the foundation. Jason Storm. I mean, you telling me Jason Storm might be your mole? Because he's technically foundation and he's retired though. He's
Like
not
I
a part
said,
of the
they
group.
do
I mean,
have a
am I
mold.
missing somebody that should be or could be foundation? Who am I missing? Somebody?
Yeah, they could have a mold, but like I said,
Are you implying Jason Storm's the mole? Because he's retired. He's technically foundation.
who knows?
I mean, we got foundation guys who are in all here tonight. They don't seem like there's a mole with them.
Well, they
And
have.
Jay Ellis, right, who just joined the group. Yes, Jay Ellis. Thank you for that. Yes, Jay Ellis of XCW. Well, I have a joke for that, but I don't think I'm going to say it on the air. But yeah, Jay Ellis, yes, who just joined, and I'm
Yes,
happy to
sir.
say thank you, Soldier. I apologize. He joined at the show this past few weeks ago. Yes, he did.
They may have a mold. Who knows?
Well, Jay Ellis just joined the group. I mean, I happen to know Jay Ellis from XCW. Jay Ellis doesn't strike me as a mole.
No.
Okay, so it's not him.
That's not him.
It's not Omen Black, obviously, right? Not Omen Black.
Oh,
You're
no.
not
Hey.
Sean Jovi, right? Not Soldier GP.
I'm just gonna keep that little secret to myself.
Right, but you got Omen Black right here in front of us, though.
I'm not even worried about Omen Black. Omen Black, he already got handled by Damian Saint.
He did, but that's not over. I would think, right? I would think that
I don't think it's over. Between those two.
And Dirty wants to say he ain't got none of us. So they're saying that no. He just said what I said. Jay Ellis is, he just came in. Jay Ellis's foundation. Okay. I mean, look, I'm just saying, these are the people. And Skulls wants to say it looks like the foundation versus the Spirit Squad 2.0. There's not one person in the foundation you can beat one-on-one. I mean, Darkron and Forsaken have the tag belts now. So they obviously, and look at what they've done. I mean, especially Forsaken, his wars with Omen. Darkron's extremely established. And how about what he did? Give it up for Darkron in that tag team match. I mean, he was phenomenal in there. The stuff that he was pulling off in the ring. Levi is obviously extremely established, when he's out there. Dirty ain't too bad either. So Dirty, obviously killing it with the guys at XCW Encounters last week. And he's a part of management. I mean, Jay Ellis is a guy that, let me say this without being very, very, very disrespectful. Jay Ellis easily could be the XCW world champion if the circumstance was there. So, I mean, there's a lot of top guys in the foundation, and certainly.
Yeah, like I said, the foundation is a big thing, and they have major talent, and they recruiting left and right.
They're all over the place. I mean, you got people now in XCW with them. Jason Storm was the ROEW champion. He was a world champion, I think, in was it OMW or CBW? It was one of those companies. He was a world champion. I mean, so all these guys have been world champions in their own right.
Yeah, and my mission is just to try to take them down. And it's not just taking them down. It's pretty much facing the best that they got.
Okay. Kraven talks a big game behind the screen, and he says its time is not over. He broke my arm. He called him fill in the blanks. He put me on the shelf, and when I'm done healing, I'm coming for blood and revenge against Saint. And they're in 7 states. There we go. Why can't I click on that? There we go. 7 states: Wisconsin, Iowa, Indiana, Michigan.
Yeah, they all over.
Ohio. Yep, they're all over the place. Yep,
they all over the place. You know, but like I said, they all over the place. They tough. They big. They bad. And I love competition.
You love competition. Okay, but you say that your plans to take down the foundation. Just want to make sure before I move on that your plans to take down the foundation, you have a mole and you're still doing it one by one, but you're not saying whether you're working with the Hellhounds. Just want to make sure I'm firing.
Yeah, there's no comment. I don't, a lot of people have been asking me who I'm bringing, who I got, who have my back. You know what I'm saying?
Would Loose Cannon be somebody you'd want to bring in?
Oh no, that's just like me bringing a water gun to a motherfucking fucking fight.
Would you consider C2K to come in? Courage to Kill?
Maybe C2K. He might come out of retirement. Who knows? I have to bring.
Now, if you were really going to go down that road, I mean, I have to ask. I don't think it's going to go that way. But would you bring in, let's say, WCE talent that we haven't mentioned?
Oh yeah.
James Marshall, I haven't seen in IMF in their live shows. I mean, that a name that am I speculating too far on or no?
He is the measuring stick, even though I made him a measuring stick of Walmart, but.
Some would say he might work at Walmart, actually. Okay. I mean, trying to take the foundation down one by one. C2K, not foundation. Yep. He's, yeah, I think I know the reference there. Okay, so if you're on Sportswire Radio, I hope you give us a follow. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, and of course, we are here with the WCE Interstate Open Weight Champion Kraven Rage. And if you're on Sportswire Radio, we have an internet radio station at sportswireradio.org. If you have a podcast, if you have live music you want to play, or any other requests. Yep, House of Wolves are going to be on the Hall of Fame coming up this Monday. They're going to be here. Omen Black to be the first 2-time Hall of Famer in history.
Congratulations on! I want to congratulate you on that. I want to.
Well, Kraven Rage, I was going to get through my plugs, but we actually have something for you to present on Sportswire Radio.
Oh.
I mean, so I was wondering for the audience, because I'm sure people would definitely be very curious for those that are listening and watching on Sportswire Radio, before I actually get to a couple of news and notes, if you would like me to bring up on the screen something that we have for you, champ.
Go ahead.
Okay, you sure?
Yeah, I'm 100% positive.
I'm not
29% like some people, but I'm 100% positive.
Okay, no Steiner math here. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, in recognition of Kraven Rage on this date, February 28th, 2024, on all of our platforms. It is your day today. So whether it's Facebook at Sportswire Radio, Tumblr at Sportswire Radio, Twitch at Sportswire Radio, YouTube here, sportswireradio.org, Twitter at Thomas Price 2017, Instagram at the Sports Report 2021, my personal Facebook page. It is your day with my John Hancock. Yes, it is worth something. Today's date. Well, now yesterday's date if you're in New York like me. Congratulations. We will send that to you when we are off the air on Sportswire. So you can have this, and maybe the next time you come on the platform, maybe you'll take your place in history in the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And that truly would be an honor, and I appreciate this, Tom, because this means a lot to me, and honestly, it truly means a lot to me, just because the hard work that everybody do put in that come on here, and everybody that has been inducted in the Hall of Fame, I want to graduate them as well, just because they put in the hard work. to make a business or to live out their dreams, live out their passion, live out their desire of doing this each and every day, each and every month, twice on Sunday. But, you know, and if it wasn't people like you, people like Omen, people like James Taylor, people like C2K or whoever, so
I don't know if C2K is on the. I love
but
C2K. I wouldn't put him in the same category as Omen
but
Black. I think C2K is
well,
he's
that's
on his talk show.
for people like Omen, Soldier, the Foundation, Sean Joby, Nicholas Crimson, everybody in WCE pretty much. If it wasn't for those guys putting in the hard work,
I think active in-ring competitors who go out there, yes, and we love C2K, but active in-ring competitors who go out there regularly each and every week, yes, those are the people that make it possible for us to have a part of All Wrestling Matters and certainly to be your voice of all wrestling. And that's why we wanted to acknowledge you on this date here, February the 28th, 2024. And the next time you'll take your place in history into the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame sometime in the month of April. But I want to get to something from Darkron. We are issuing a challenge to any tag team out there that may want to come and try and take our titles. Now, you don't strike me as a tag team guy, though, Kraven Rage. That would take you out of the discussion coming up at the 16th of March, right?
16th of March. It's a possibility I can get somebody,
Yeah.
I got.
So you don't know.
Yeah, doing a tag team. Honestly, I would love a crack at Darkron and the new IMF Tag Team Champions, the Foundation. I would love a opportunity at those titles.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me live on Sportswire Radio, the ruler of the yard, which you are seemingly to be, once again, Kraven Rage, the backyard nightmare, that you now, after winning one championship, would like to hold two championships 2 weeks from this Saturday at St. Patrick's Day Massacre against...
Hey, if they dare and they want to put those titles on the line, I definitely would love an opportunity to take them and give them a run for their money, because Darkron, I give him, he's very talented,
Phenomenal talent. Yep, absolutely. Glad to see he's getting
I would definitely love to have a match with him one-on-one. If he's in the tag team, I would like to try to test my skills up against somebody like that, because that is what I'm on. I'm on a level where I'm going hard. And do I pay for it at the end? Yeah, I pay for it at the end, but that's why by putting in the work, that's what makes you a champion. That what makes you who you are. And that is what I am. I'm somebody that once you step in the ring with me, you will never forget that you're living in a fucking nightmare, because I'm going to put you through all the hell and pain and suffering,
Mm-hmm. Okay, you know what?
That's because, even though I was in the ring with Soldier, from my recall, Soldier had to get carried out by Omen because he was limping.
So are you meaning to say that the Foundation is limping into St. Patrick's Day Massacre? Is that what you mean to tell me?
They going in St. Patrick's Day, and I got a fun feeling they're gonna come out strong, but they might come out disappointed too.
Are you saying that they should believe in what's called, for those that may celebrate the day, which is the next day, ironically, Luck of the Irish? Is that what you mean to tell me?
It might not be no leprechauns popping up for them.
Well, I mean, as an Irishman that actually grew up in a near predominantly Irish section of Brooklyn, New York, I certainly will see if they have Luck of the Irish or anybody else on the card. So we'll wish them well, and we'll talk about that, I have no doubt, when the guys come on here, some of them Monday, and obviously tomorrow night, Justin Parsley still has the foundation. That actually is my signature dirty. Unfortunately, that's my chicken scratch handwriting because when I actually signed it electronically, that's the best I could do. So my signature does change from time to time. But, look, what it is what it is. At least, it's a real signature. Kraven Rage, you are better off playing with wrestling action figures than playing with the foundation, and Silver Wolf can be your play date, buddy. C2K, Skull, let's be real here. C2K is canon. Well, you know what? I'm gonna let those guys figure that out, and that's up to them on who, and what, and when they'll want to be. Forsaken and myself are going to defend these titles every chance we get because we love to fight. I agree. Who would team with Kraven Rage? I don't know. And also, Mr. Silverwolf wants you to come after his title. He's the Triple W World Champion for nearly 40 weeks, by the way. He wants you to go after his championship, which
he wants me to come after that title.
Yeah, I mean, why not? More championships, right? You could be the Kenny Omega, the belt collector.
I could go after that title, but question for you, Silverwolf. Who have you faced?
Tyler Rock.
Again, who have you faced?
Mason Black.
Oh.
Not impressed? Come on.
Not impressed. Not impressed. So he actually can honestly beat somebody relevant and true.
Nicholas Crenson has been grooming and mentoring Tyler Ark. I mean, Crenson's certainly helping him show the light. And Ray Oos. What about Ray Oos? Good point. What about Ray Oos? Ray Oos, man. Come on, Ray Oos.
Ray Oos, I give you that one, Tom. I give you Ray Oos was a good opponent, But he's going against Silverwolf. Silverwolf going against, let's see, we got Loose Cannon. He's got the Drip Queen. He's got Tyler Ark, Skulls.
Well, Skulls not yet. He hasn't defeated Skulls yet.
Well, if he wants to be embarrassed, I will beat him within 5 seconds. 5 minutes of the match is done.
And I want to give a big shout out to C2K. Obviously, he's tuned in and certainly love what C2K is doing. He's obviously out there. He's, pushing the grind out there. He's got the C2K show. He's got merchandise out there. And big shout out to him. He's also in our Hall of Fame. And he's always, who knows what the future of C2K can be. Courage to Kill. Check him out. C2K show. Certainly going to be the show that everybody is going to want to talk about. Big shout out to him. Also here, he is going for Skulls, because Skulls is the hardcore champion. Great point. Who are these guys? Okay, I mean, you know what? So let's move away from that. Obviously, I've established the fact, Kraven Rage, that you want these guys. But I have to ask you the question in the remaining time that we have. I've heard a lot about WC, but I haven't seen much of WC. And what is the future of WC? Does WC exist? Are you guys going the route of WCW? There's a company out there right now called ROEW, and they're up for sale. Is WCE, up for sale? Is WCE, considering, different options? What is the future of WC in your opinion?
Well, the future of WCE is we finna go hard this year. And what I mean by that is because management is already in the works of working with different companies and different people and bringing in different people, and within a couple months, hopefully, by the grace of God, that WCE will be up and running real soon.
Are we looking at next month? Are we looking at next year? Are we looking at summer? I mean,
we're not looking at next year. We're not looking at next. We're looking in a couple of months.
So not as what we used to get in April. We're waiting a little bit.
Oh, basically. No. Most likely, maybe April. I don't know.
Maybe April.
April or maybe next month.
Well, April is next month because technically it's next month.
Yeah. Maybe next month, maybe at the end of this month. Who knows? But I just know that management is in the works of working with like IMF, working with DKW, working with Russell Goods Ransack Company, in
I don't
talks.
know much about Russell Good's Ransack Company, but I know a lot about IMF, and the IMF guys are coming back to WC, and I wish Russell Good all the best. Obviously, all wrestling matters, and
Oh yeah,
I would love to see Russell Good
we
get
in
a name out
talks.
there.
They management has been in talks with them to actually work with them, and hopefully,
And this is IMF coming back to WC, is what you're telling us, that
yeah,
IMF is coming back.
yeah, because our door is open.
And DKW, you're saying, is coming this time to Wisconsin?
DKW have agreed to come to Wisconsin, do a show. We also, as a possibility, you might see some dream matches that might happen.
Would
You
that
know,
be you and Omen?
it could be me and Omen. It
Skulls
could be.
and loose, but not Skulls and Loose Cannon in a match. That would be not in WC, right?
Oh, that could. No, I don't know if that's going to happen. Maybe.
Maybe. Okay. All right. Maybe
You
that
know,
would
it's
be
a
a match that
possibility. It's a
people would want to
possibility.
see that. There's Skulls, a lot of Skulls fans. I'm a Skulls fan. I mean,
Uh,
Loose Cannon. I don't know about Loose Cannon. I don't know what his fan base might be, but I was curious. What about Prince Charles? Maybe Prince Charles could be
Prince
out there
Charles.
in the ring.
I've been in talks with Prince Charles. You know,
Breaking news.
management
Is
has
he
been in
going to do
talks with.
breaking news again? Breaking news. He always says that breaking news.
Don't know. He might not be doing the breaking news. He might come with a whole
Oh
different attitude because
no.
different attitude. Don't know. I don't know. I stay in touch with the locker room, most of the locker room guys and stuff like that. And it's a possibility it might be a dream match happening. Maybe Nicholas Crimson. I heard maybe Nicholas Crimson versus James Taylor might happen. Maybe
Did James Taylor confirm he's going to WC? I mean, James Taylor was here on Sportswire. He addressed the nation on that. I didn't hear that he was committing to anywhere yet.
Well, it's not. It's all in talks. It's all in talks with management. So
okay, that's news to me that James Taylor would be in talks with management to WC. I mean, he's been kind of I think hell bent on the fact that he hasn't made any decisions. I mean,
yeah, he hasn't been made no decisions, but I know, like I said,
what about Jay Stereo? Will we see more of Jay Stereo? I was wondering, because that's the name I think a lot of people will be curious of. Will we see Kraven Rage versus Jay Stereo? Because that's a dream match for a lot of people.
oh yeah, that's definitely a dream match to happen.
That's the match I think a lot of people, forget about you and Omen. I think that, obviously that could be, not be, but I think that Jay Stereo and you would be a match I think a lot of people would maybe put some money on.
Yeah, everybody would like to see that match happen.
Stereo, that dance, and there's there could be a market there for that. People would. I think there's a curiosity factor there with that.
Oh yeah, Jay Stereo, he has a chance against me, and
he does.
I definitely would love to face Jay Stereo. I definitely love to face.
Have you studied his tape?
Oh yeah, I have studied his work.
You have. Okay, interesting. I want to say hello I don't know why he is up right now at 5:20 in the morning. He is our dear friend, the Tribal Cheese, who we always acknowledge here. And of course, never too early for Sportswire. I feel like my life is really Sportswire. In fact, you'll chuckle. I'm on a radio station Wednesday nights, and I actually gave it up because I want to be on Sportswire more. And the guy I was doing the show with, I don't think was very happy about it. But, well, Sportswire has more followers than what he has, and I think that's what I want to be here for. I don't know if my autograph is becoming more established, but it just seems like I'm just doing it more often. Now, if you want to see autographs and go see somebody who has some real autographs, the Tribal Cheese, acknowledge him on YouTube by giving him a sub at Mad Manx. Because if you don't, he's going to come after you, and you definitely don't want to get the chat of the table, man. And he's going to be in the ring coming up later in the month of March at Miners Mania in a dream match against Hybrid. So that'll be a match. And by the way, Tribal Cheese, still undefeated. That's a streak, I hope, is never broken. A couple of people before I want to get to. Skulls might show back up to WCE. I told you and Skulls have unfinished business. And by the way, C2K is talking about maybe he wants to be your partner coming up at IMF. Maybe you and C2K, St. Patrick's Day Massacre, you and the Courage to Kill.
Hey, like I said.
And you and him have unfinished business. I would think maybe you. Now that's a dream match. You and C2K. That's a match a lot of people would say, Courage to Kill and Kraven Rage, the Backyard Nightmare versus the Puerto Rican Daredevil. Obviously C2K talk show host, got merchandise now. In the game since '91. You were trained by Hornswoggle. I mean, maybe triple threat. You, Jay Stereo, and C2K.
Maybe, that would be interesting to
Maybe
see.
Ray Oos final for a fatal 4-way. I mean, you're talking about that's the matches what people want to see.
It's like a lot of people want to see a lot of matches happen.
Yeah.
And one match I would definitely want to see happen is me and Nicholas Crenson.
So you want Nicholas Crenson? Why is that? Because he lost to Mephisto? You both lost to Mephisto?
No, it's not because he lost to Mephisto.
You lost to Mephisto? No.
Huh?
Go ahead, continue.
No, it's something there with Nicholas Crenson. He loves to help a lot of people and guide them in the wrong direction.
Who have you guided to the right direction, conversely, would you say? Or you're in it for yourself?
Well, I'm sitting on the top of the mountain right now, so
fair play. I can't disagree with that.
I'm sitting on the top of the mountain, but it's it's Nicholas Crenson always guide the wrong people the wrong way. He's a new messiah, so
Vector, yeah. I mean, he's the Vector guy, and he's the veteran using his abilities to try to help others. Tyler, he's done that before.
And that's the thing is
Sportzwire.
I don't like that.
You don't?
One bit. I don't like that one bit. Just I'm all about evil, and I'm all about just destruction, pain, suffering.
Pain, suffering, brutality. Are you going to happen? Is that something that we know about in the management of WCE?
Oh, that's gonna. That is, like I said, I would definitely love to face C2K.
Yeah. Interesting. Maybe that's the route you go. Maybe that's the route to go.
I'm open to all challenges.
I still think, to me, the match I want to see is you and Jay Stereo. That's the one that I think that I would put a lot of money on. I don't know when it's going to happen, but that's the one. You know what? I want to see you and Jay Stereo in the ring.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to find out. If you want to follow WC, check them out on YouTube at WC Heat. You can check them out on Facebook at WC Heat and at WCHeat.com. We've got about another 15 or so minutes.
But no, WC is going places.
WC is alive and well. WC,
yeah, we are going places. We are not going. We're not going under. So you guys
wouldn't be for sale like ROEW possibly would be then? No,
we ain't selling.
Okay.
We're not selling. We standing strong, and we just gonna keep growing.
Now, I know you wouldn't know, but was there ever a consideration from the management to consider selling it, or was that something that you don't think that they had ever considered?
It was talks that they was gonna sell, but
they're going to try. Obviously, we're going to have the season kickoff, season number 4, if I'm not mistaken. So
yeah,
great stuff. Looking forward to it.
We got too much to go for. That's the thing. We got too much to. We came too far.
Absolutely. No, and I think that you guys have done that.
We came too far. That's it's because of Tim Mecca.
I want to talk about Tim Mecca for a few minutes. Tim Mecca, what did he mean to you?
Honestly, he meant a lot to me. It was him that truly gave me the direction to say, hey, if you want to do this, do this. People are gonna hate on you. People are gonna they might like you, they might love you, but at the end of the day, they gotta respect you. And that is what I live and breathe for, is because if it wasn't for him, there would never be no WCE. Because it was him that made me go to management. It was him that made me go to MJ, made me go to Liz and say, hey, let's start something that haven't been done in years. That's how Sean Joey was born. That's how Nicholas Crimson was born. That's how James Marshall was born, because it meant everything to them. And it meant everything to me to live out this dream that I am living.
Well, I'll tell you what, Tim Mecca certainly meant a lot to people that are certainly fans of WC and in the company. We had a moment of silence for him, so I will go on the record that, and certainly we know it's already been given the okay, that when the season starts, whenever that time might be, when the weather is warmer, that we will induct Tim Mecca into the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. And if anybody wants to speak about Tim Mecca on that day, they'll certainly be welcome, and the floor will be open for anybody in the locker room or in whoever it might be that worked in a company alongside Tim Mecca. So we're actually going to go right on the record before we move on to a few final thoughts that Tim Mecca will go into the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame at some point in the month of April to recognize his career, but also the WCE season ahead. Number 4 it is. Will it be the lucky number 4? We'll have to find out. We'll have to find out if Kraven Rage continues his run as WC. Yep. Go ahead. I have a lot more comments, but go ahead.
Speaking about Tim Mecca, it will probably be speaking. I have spoken to management about it already.
Mm-hmm.
And most likely, maybe the first show, maybe the second show. Don't quote me on it yet, but it will be a tribute show for Tim Mecca.
Oh, I think that's certainly very reputable, and I think that that's a well-deserved recognition on behalf of Tim Mecca, his contribution to the Wisconsin backyard wrestling scene, what he meant to WCE, and I think that that's a great idea, and I'm glad that management will do that, and I think that that'll certainly go hand in hand with us honoring Tim Mecca and his legacy to this great sport, being a part of All Wrestling Matters. So I think that's a great idea. So we're going to certainly keep an eye on that. Kraven Rage goes into the Hall of Fame sometime in April, and we're going to have Tim Mecca go into the Hall of Fame sometime in April. So, certainly here on Sportswire Radio, that's what we do. WC is one of the best in backyard wrestling. I agree. D'Angelo LaFlame, who's the Resurrection Internet Champion, he's a big name who's certainly up and coming. I've seen him in TBW. He's going places, I hear, across the country, and he wants you also. So you know what? Maybe that's another name.
Me and Flame?
Yeah. Get in touch. He's on Instagram. He's on YouTube.
Mr. Flame, I will definitely get in touch with you.
I'm sure somebody can make that happen. So I'm going to say D'Angelo LaFlame in the ring could certainly be a real interesting possibility. C2K, Dirty doesn't think C2K has a chance. We'll have to see. C2K and Kraven Rage is a team. I don't think Kraven Rage, you agreed just yet to be on a team with C2K, but who knows? And have you agreed to wrestle with C2K at Summer Bash, or is that consideration?
Well, that's up to management for IMF. If they want that to happen, if C2K can make it, Omen Black and Dirty versus C2K and Kraven Rage at Summer Bash, I definitely would love to slap the pics, that little. I love to put some soap in that mouth with Dirties.
He's got Omen Black, though, in that match, though.
Omen can't roll out the bed fast enough.
But Dirty just said that he wants to make that match happen. He's saying it's on, but you're not confirming, right?
I'm definitely down. I don't step from no.
So you're agreeing to be C2K's tag team partner here.
I would definitely be C2K's partner.
Wow. C2K at Summer Bash, huh? You and C2K in the ring.
I would definitely be his partner.
Wow. You 100%?
1000%. Like I said, I'm not like that 49% guy that used to be on here. You know, I'm 100%.
What was wrong with him, though? You were in the ring with him.
He was old. Even though, yeah, everybody said I struggled against him, but
well, you know what? C2K and Kraven Rage at Summer Bash, it appears to be July 5th to the 7th. They'll be in the ring against Omen Black and Dirty. So there you have it. I guess this is what's going to happen, and we'll have to see. Maybe we'll have more of this on C2K's talk show. C2K talks, and it looks like C2K returns to the ring, but we'll certainly come back to that down the road. In the interest of time, and I want to get your final thoughts on a few things. First, what are your final thoughts to the foundation ahead of what may be coming for them after what you've spoke about tonight?
well, foundation, I know I have talked a lot about bringing y'all down one by one, and I'm still going to do everything in my powers to bring y'all down one by one, and I'll bring a hell with me when I do it. But, you know, and I know you got the House of Wolves, Omen, that you're going to be inducting into the Hall of Fame.
Yep, I am. Monday night.
You know,
Monday Night Live.
I do want to ask Omen one question. Does Silver Puppy count as a House of Wolves in your little clique? Because rumors just talk about he's joining the House of Wolves too. So,
I mean, I'll ask whatever the guys want Monday night. I mean, you're certainly welcome to tune in as the world here on YouTube. We certainly have a lot of people here. We have 12 people. So, I mean, there's obviously people and hundreds of people watch these shows from time to time. So anybody that's tuned in, they have a God-given right to ask that question. So
I would love to face any member of the House of Wolves too. So, like I said, I'm open to any challenge.
Okay.
You know, because, like I said, the foundation, they stole something from me, you know, and I told the world I was going to get it back, you know, and it meant a lot when I won this title, because when they took this, that's what they did. You know, yeah, they took Sean Jovi, made him a foundation member. Congratulations. You can have the puppet. You can have him.
Mm-hmm.
He's still going to be WCE, but he's still going to be y'all puppet. You know.
Okay.
But I'm holding the gold now, and I'm back on top.
It feels good to be back on top.
Of course. You know, it doesn't matter if I'm holding gold or not. I'm still going to be on top of the mountain because no member of the foundation have beaten me yet.
Well, before we move on to final thoughts, Dirty wants to say you and C2K against him and Omen Black falls count anywhere. You want that? Falls count anywhere? Or something you think about? You want to take time to think about that? Obviously, you got some time. Still 4 months from now. So if you want to ponder that, you know,
Dirty. How about me and you? One-on-one.
Turn the table. Interesting. So you would rather just go with Dirty one-on-one?
How about me and you, Dirty? One-on-one falls count anywhere.
Okay. You know what? Maybe it's not. Maybe it shouldn't be you and C2K. Maybe it's you and Dirty. The war is settled. Okay. I mean, that's if Dirty wants, that's up to Dirty. And we made him into a star, our rock star. That was a good one by Doc Khan. C2K and Kraven Rage will mop the floor with Omen and Dirty. And he's got 6 acres. Wow. Reminds me of my uncle in Greenwich, Connecticut, when my uncle had, I think, 6 acres or something like that.
But I will take that. I would still take that. I'll still go to Summer Bash and still face Omen and Dirty. Falls count anywhere.
Okay, but you would rather have it you and Dirty.
It could be me and Dirty. It can be me and Dirty, C2K. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. At Summer Bash, I'm just going to whop mop
Mop the floor with them and what you
mop the
want.
floor with dirty all over the fucking.
Well,
Doesn't
you know
matter.
what? I'm gonna certainly say we'll have stay tuned, and also he's really afraid of Omen Black. You're afraid
I'm
of
not
Omen.
afraid of the boogeyman. You know, people need to stop saying I'm afraid of him because I'm truly not.
But
You know,
Damian Saint's a pro wrestler, and he barely beat Omen Black. He barely beat him.
yeah, he barely beat
I mean,
him.
Justin Parsley, we love to death on Sportswire. He's one half of the tag team champions in XCW. Omen Black crushed him in that tag team match. You know, Jackson Law got crushed by Omen Black. I mean,
Like I said,
when Anthony Steele was live on here Sunday, said he went down to Omen Black. I mean, you know, Jason Storm went down to Omen Black. I mean, the
yeah,
list goes on and on. Nicholas Crenson went down to him. I mean, you know, Omen Black is like, you know, he's a big dude.
he is a big guy, and I'm not. I'm not knocking that. I know he's a big guy, but the bigger they are, the easier they can fall.
Okay. All right. If that's, you know, what people think, and you have a right to think that, and you have confidence in your skills, and I say, why not? Me versus him and tag team. So he wants both. He wants you one-on-one, and he wants that tag match.
Yeah, let's make it happen, Dirty.
Well, you know what? We might very well make that happen. That's certainly we'll have to watch for
Yeah.
here in the next 4 months. All right. So let me ask you then this last question. You're back on top. You're interstate champion, the first ever Grand Slam champion in WC history, the only Grand Slam winner in the company's history. You've done it all. You're ready to go on another run. Maybe it could be a year, 2, 3, 4 more years of dominant runs here in WC. Well, obviously, WC's coming back. You're the man that made this WC company into what it is. Jovi's finished. Jovi's done. He doesn't have it going on anymore. He's certainly fading away, kind of like John Bon Jovi is as a rock star in terms of current music right now. I've established all that from what you're saying. So then what is your final words to the nation tonight? You came on here. This was unexpected, spur of the moment. You wanted to address the nation. We've given you a day tonight. We're inducting you in the Hall of Fame next. You've established a lot. You got a lot more people tune in. They continue to tune in time and time and time throughout the telecast. And what is your final words to the nation, to the wrestling nation, before we sign off?
Welcome to your nightmare.
So the nightmare has only just begun, huh?
The nightmare has just begun. The games has just begun. Because
So
I've
it's not
run it
going to be like
all.
last time. Now it's going to be, we've learned from the mistakes. We're going to go on a year, 2, 3, 4-year run. And it's just going to be, it's never going to end this time. This time the nightmare is reality, basically.
Yeah, you know, like you said, who knows? Might
Now, let
wake
me
up.
ask you. Let me ask you one more question though, because we just had him come in here, and he's being inducted into our Hall of Fame also. You know, he's obviously established. He wants to say hello. He's a good friend of the show, friend of mine. I like to call him a friend. Anthony Steele, the real deal. Now, obviously, the guys in Triple W, they've wanted him in here. You know, in their company. I don't know if he's going there, but you know, would Anthony Steele be a WC candidate? Would he be somebody that you'd want to sign if management was listening? Would they want to sign Anthony Steele, or you wouldn't be able to want to have a match with him, or what do you
I would love
feel
to have a
Anthony
match with Anthony Steele because, like I said, Anthony Steele, don't waste your time going to Triple W.
Yeah.
Don't waste your time. I'm telling you now, don't waste your time. You know, those is little puppies over there trying to be in the
Well,
big.
and Anthony's going to be back here Sunday night because Anthony, I'm actually going to call one of his matches against James Taylor. So thank you, Anthony, for actually giving us a nice segue because Anthony's back on Sportswire Radio. But so you say to Anthony, don't go to Triple W, but you know, would you want him in WC?
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. The door's open. Like I said, it's an open door policy in WCE. You know,
Door
do I
open?
make all the calls? No, I don't make all the calls.
No, obviously you're just an in-ring talent. That's up to the manager. That's obviously
That's up to management.
That's up to MJ, Liz.
But that's up to MJ and
Liz
Liz.
alive.
But I guarantee you, MJ was definitely signed Anthony Steele. I definitely guarantee you, and he would put him in the match.
Anthony Steele is a premier talent.
Oh yeah, I seen his work against James Taylor. You know, Anthony Steele is
Atomic Titan, he's wrestled.
Thomas
Sure.
Titan. Yeah,
TJ Wahlberg,
I
he's
love
wrestled.
his work.
Great
I
talent. Yep.
respect his work. You
Okay.
know, and I'm gonna put it out there right now. Once we start and we have this tribute show, I'm inviting Anthony Steele here to WCE to go one-on-one with Kraven Rage.
Let me ask you a question before we sign off, and I want to make this very quick. I don't want to spend 20 minutes on the segment. But we don't have to do it. Obviously, you're Kraven Rage. You obviously got, victory celebrations. You got parties to get to. You've got plans to destroy the foundation with. You've got certainly plans, maybe with C2K conference calls with him, maybe Skulls in the background. I don't know. But would you want Anthony Steele, the real deal, to say hello tonight? Or maybe you want to just let him ponder this decision?
No, he can pop in if you want to and say something.
You sure? So you'd be okay with him saying hi?
Yeah, he can pop in.
Okay. So So you sure? You sure you want me to do it?
Yes. Go ahead, Tom.
Okay, I want to make sure. Okay, if you want me to do it, only if you insist, because I don't, I know it's a special night, and obviously this is a celebration of obviously you being back on top for the next decade, and it's Anthony Steele. I'm just saying, you sure?
Yeah.
He's not Omen Black.
Bring him.
All right, I'm gonna give him a couple minutes. I'm gonna give him a little taste of what's to come on Sunday, and I'm gonna let him pop on here because he's the real deal, Anthony Steele. And when Anthony Steele talks, the nation listens. And, he's obviously a man that people know. And I'm going to bring him on the platform pretty much now, honestly, whenever he comes, if he wants to come on. Well, actually, you know what? You sure? I got two. I can say no. You sure you want me to have him on?
Sure. If he wants to come on, let him come on for a couple minutes.
What it do, boys?
Anthony Steele.
No, Mr. Steele, are you sure you're all right to come on? Because, obviously, Mr. Rage was talking, obviously, and, you're a big, busy man, I know. Obviously, you're getting ready for, whatever else you're doing out there. But, for a couple minutes, obviously, looking forward to seeing you Sunday night. I'm going to call the match you beat James Taylor in. But, do you want to say hello to Mr. Rage, introduce yourself, and tell him, maybe why you could change WCE forever?
What's up? What's up, Kraven?
What's up, Anthony?
Nah, shit. See, nowadays I keep hearing all these companies, they want Anthony Steele. And I know your company wants Anthony Steele. Because that means that you got star power on your roster. That means you got someone to actually headline the show and bring views to your company. My only question is, you kind of got beef with the IMF, you got beef with the foundation. Is it a smart idea to have Anthony Steele, also on your coattails, waiting for the right time to strike?
Good question. Do you want? Are you sure you? He's actually what Mr. Rage is. What Mr. Steele is actually doing here is this what you want? Because you've got obviously to worry about the foundation. Would you want to worry about Anthony Steele? What he's basically trying to tell you is, are you sure you want this?
I don't back down from no fight. So, like I said, the offer's there. If you would like to come, just come on down.
So that's 2 trips I got to make to Wisconsin? Potentially.
Can you do them both at the same time? Is there a way to work the schedule that one is over the other? I don't know if you guys are next to each other in the towns. I don't know the geographics, but that could always help with the miles.
I mean,
because Anthony Steele, I have watched you, and the match that you and James put on, it was so phenomenal. And I do respect your work, and you're very talented. You go down to Silver Puppies, WWW, whatever they are, you go down there, that is going to belittle your talent.
No. See, hold on. This is where a lot of people got it wrong. See, just because I go somewhere that ain't got a lot of views, ain't got a lot of viewerships, a lot of support, that ain't gonna belittle my talent. This is gonna show that, again, I say what I say, they ain't worth my time. I'll go there, ransack the whole company, take anything and everything that I want, and then leave. I'll head back to Memphis perfectly fine, unscathed, unbeaten, unbattered. Same thing I'd do if I walked into WCE. You see, because when it comes to guys like you know, you all say the same thing. If I go to somewhere else other than you, I'm gonna belittle my talent. But then once I come to your show, then I'm gonna face some of the best. But then when I look at it, when I get in that ring and when I demolish y'all, it looks like what really talent did I have stepping forward towards me? Because while I'm out here, working the indies, doing what I do best, and that's putting on instant classics, y'all still running your mouth about, guys that don't matter, because let it be known that Anthony Steele can show up anytime that I want to and make WC mine. Dude, if I really wanted to, I could take the whole ownership of the company and have it in my back pocket.
Oh, so
If
you
I,
want to buy you want to buy the company? That why you're here tonight?
homie, they don't want me to buy the company. That's the thing. Y'all wouldn't want Anthony Steele to run WCE.
Why not?
Because Anthony Steele's not only a competitor, he's a businessman. And
Right. What?
and business means I do what's best for the people, the fans that watch. And see, every time Anthony Steele steps in the ring, that's what the fans get. They get the best match capable out of Anthony Steele. I can make the greenest dude look like $1,000,000, man. Take Russell Cooper for example. Like I said the other night, I
We
made a
spoke about that.
newbie. I made a newbie look like he's been doing this about as long as I was. And then I look at it, and then I see, all these companies coming around, start making names for themselves. Then they hear Anthony Steele's back. Anthony Steele's back around. He's got the connections with everybody, so that they want Anthony Steele on their show, whether it's just appearance, whether it's a match, and that makes me ponder. One valuable question: is it really that they want Anthony Steele because of who I am, or what I can bring to them? That's the question that I have running in my head that I need a lot of people to answer. Because if it's just star power that you want noticeable for your roster, I mean, what's really in it for me? I mean, because like I said, at the drop of a dime, dude, I can drop any of y'all and walk away like it was nothing, like it never happened. But the question you really need to be asking yourself, Kraven Rage, is one thing: are you ready for Anthony Steele to make a joke out of you like he does everyone else? Because when it came to James Taylor, well, like I said, when I brought him back, at that point, it was a mutual agreement. It was the original versus the
Well,
new.
we spoke about that on Sunday's show. We spoke
Yeah.
about the fact that natural constituency. So the big
Yeah.
question is, look, Kraven Rage, you could certainly get more than maybe you might envision in Anthony Steele, but he's telling you he doesn't know what's in it for him. So obviously, you've got to worry about what's in your interest as before we sign off here and give a taste of what's to come. So you can figure out, do you want Anthony Steele, which obviously from a business sense is a no-brainer, but you've also got Anthony Steele, who's the real deal, who's been a Diablo, and is more accomplished than almost anybody in this sport. Love him or hate him or leave him. And is WC ready for it? You might not be Triple W, but at the same time, he's been there, done that. So you got some decisions to make. So you don't have to do it tonight. You don't have to
Well,
tell us before we
no,
sign
I'm gonna
off.
tell you right now.
Okay?
I can answer right now. One, Anthony Steele, you would never come to run this company. Uh, Two, it's not because I want you to come here for your talent. I want you to come here because of you. And three, I'm just looking for a fight.
The Wild
You know,
Bird,
put up or shut up, kid.
better. I think a lot of it might be. You looking for a fight? I think a lot of it might just be the location of the hat. If a fight is what you want, a fight can happen. Because Anthony still loves to fight. Anthony still has proven on multiple occasions that he can take an ass whooping and dish one out just as bad and still keep coming.
Hey, you went toe to toe with Omen. I mean, you're the guy that arguably was right there with him. You showed it.
I mean, glad you brought up Omen.
Thank you very much. I tried.
Take Omen Black for example. Omen Black said on Sportswire, said on the Nemesis sessions that he was going to be the guy that take Anthony Steele out, make him vanish, make him disappear.
Didn't happen.
But I'm still here. But I'm still talking to you. I'm still talking to Tom.
Yeah, that's true. Like I said, I just want a great match. That's all I'm looking for.
Like the I'm gonna leave you with this. So that way, I'm gonna let you ponder. I don't want a decision right now. I want an answer. I'll give you it is Wednesday night. Or it's about to roll into Thursday. I'll give you till after we watch my match on Sunday night to give me an answer. I'll give you till Sunday night. The question you need to think about very hard and very deeply is, are you ready for what comes your way when you step in the ring with Anthony Steele? Because when Anthony Steele steps in the ring, there's one thing and one thing only that I am known for. And that is kicking someone's head off and knocking their teeth down their throat. So the choice is yours, man. Because I hate to see that beautiful mask of yours have a lot of blood on that grin, bro. So, Tom, thank you for letting me be on here.
Always a pleasure.
Kraven Rage, you got a choice to make, man. But let it be known, man.
I'll sell.
Your decision.
I'll sell. You don't gotta wait till Sunday.
I'm gonna give you to Sunday.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you till Sunday. Just hear me out, man. I'm gonna give you to Sunday so you can actually think. Because a lot of people make impulsive decisions. I'm gonna take the time to get you to understand.
Okay.
Sunday night.
We're gonna be live 11 o'clock Eastern time, 10 o'clock Central Standard Time. We're gonna get ready to call his match with James Taylor, the one this time Anthony the Real Deal won, and Kraven Rage. You can obviously tune in and comment and say then whether you accept, and that gives the audience a reason to tune in addition to, obviously yours truly being on the call, but you can obviously by then, you got 4 days. So
I'll do that then.
All right.
I respectfully do that for you, Anthony Steele.
We'll see Anthony Steele. We'll go be out there, go enjoy the nightlife, and we'll let you run. I will see you Sunday. Kraven Rage. I'm going to certainly say thank you as always, and we will look forward to the next time. And it was Kraven Rage Day on this date, on the February 28th of 2024 for 5 more minutes Central Standard Time. And if you're on Sportswire Radio, I'll be back here with Justin Parsley, 9:30 p.m. I'll also be here on Saturday to be determined. And also C2K wants Anthony Steele, but right now Kraven Rage is in the spotlight. We'll certainly see C2K what happens with you and your match at Summer Bash. But until then, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, on the number one global radio station that is Sportswire Radio. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice of all wrestling, World Wrestling Matters. We were joined with Kraven Rage to celebrate his victory of being the only Grand Slam champion in WC history and the current Interstate Openweight champion, and also joined by a guest appearance of Anthony Steele promoting our match for Sunday that we're calling with him and James Taylor. Thank you, everybody. All Wrestling Matters. Thank you, D'Lo Smith. How you doing, D'Lo? Good to see you as always, my friend. We'll get you back on the platform one of these days, and thank you